So whatever the issues the Tigers had throughout the start of the second half of the season after the All-Star break, those issues have quickly fixed up. Because holy shit, what a week the Tigers had. 6 games, winning 5 out of 6, winning 2 crucial series, and taking back the top spot in the American League, kicking the Blue Jays off the head of the table. As the D is back at the head where it rightfully belongs. Now the last step to do is to take back the top spot in baseball and knock the Brewers off the mountaintop to get ready for playoff baseball. Of course, the week started with a big 3-game set against the Houston Astros. Of course, it was a very crucial series since entering the series, Houston was only a couple games back of Detroit for second in the AL. And remember, the top 2 teams in each conference get a first-round bye, so being top 2 is important to get that bye from the wild card round. And of course, the Tigers knew how important this was. And also remember earlier this year when the Astros beat the living shit out of the Tigers earlier this year? You all remember it? Me too. Because the Tigers sure as hell didn't forget about that. Because the Tigers decided it was payback time, as it was the return of the Tiger sessions from earlier in the year. It was belt-to-ass Tigers edition. Just to get Detroit warmed up for what the Lions do to the Green Bay Packers in a couple weeks. It's belt-to-ass. I lost track a long time ago. Revenge of the belt. As the Tigers completely dominated the series against the Astros, winning all 3 games. And in all 3 games against the Astros, the Tigers outscored the Astros in those 3 games 18-2. You know, there was a 10-0 shutout, a 1-0 shutout, and then winning 7-2 to complete the sweep. Even getting 5 runs right off the bat in the 3rd game to not give the Astros any chance. Like, the Tigers kept their foot on the throat, and they put that belt on Houston's ass and didn't let off on that ass. They made sure that thing was as red as it could fucking be. Redder than that ass would be on a fucking fire hot seat. That's for damn sure. Just like, yeah, the Tigers completely destroyed the Astros. The Tigers get payback for that series from earlier this year. The Tigers showed against the Astros that they can play with any top team on any given weekend when they're at their best. And they did. And then came the 3-game series against the Royals. And of course, Scooble once again showing why he's the best pitcher in baseball, once again doing Tariq Scooble things. And then Riley Green, Spencer Torkelson, Andy Ibanez destroying left-hand pitchers again, all doing their thing. Tigers end up getting 2 out of 3 against the Royals. They almost got the sweep in the 3rd game, especially after they went down in like a 7-2, 7-3 hole early. Only for the Tigers to claw themselves right back in the game, and until the Royals would pull away in the end when the Tigers finally caught up, as the Tigers lost the 3rd game to the Royals 10-8. So yeah, it was a very good game, offensively doing good enough to win, just not much defensively. Mainly putting themselves in a hole where the Tigers had to go light balls out. Ended up being too much to handle. But hey, they got 2 out of 3 against the Royals, which is good. Winning 5 out of 6. So yeah, the Tigers are once again continuing to stay hot, as the Tigers now are the top team in the AL. And they continue, and they now have a double-digit lead over Cleveland and Kansas City and Minnesota in the American League, in the AL Central. Like, honestly, at this point in the year, the Tigers effectively already got the division. They're right back up by 10 games in the division. As we're at the end of August, we're heading into September, the final month of the regular season. Like, at this point, I'm not concerned about the division, because we got the AL Central on lockdown. Like, the Tigers are once again, for the first time in over a decade, the Tigers are going to become the kings of the AL Central again. Just now, the main focus is on the Blue Jays and the Astros to get that top spot in the American League. Because even though we did dominate the Astros, they're still not too far behind. You know, they're all, like, they can still pull it off if they can get hot, too. So we can't let up on that. But the main focus right now is trying to hold that top spot against the Blue Jays. Because Blue Jays currently have the head-to-head tiebreaker. So currently Tigers are 2 games up on the Jays. Tigers now sit at 78-54. They're back at the top of the American League head of the table. But, you know, still a month left. Anything can happen in a month. But, of course, the main focus now is getting that #1 seed in the AL to get home field advantage throughout the American League playoffs. And I believe if the playoffs started today, we'd be getting the winner of the 4 versus 5 matchup, the way the playoffs structured up. Which means potentially seeing how things go. The Tigers could be on a collision course to face Boston in the playoffs. And Tigers fans, please, for the love of God, in September, do not do the fucking "We Want Boston" chants. Do not do it. I don't give a fuck what the Knicks fans did, and they got lucky with that chant. I don't give a fuck what the Knicks fans did back in June and May when they did that stupid chant. Do not do it. Anybody that has done that chant in baseball has gotten their ass handed to them. Just ask Yankee fans what happens when they did that "We Want Boston" chant in 2018. They got their ass handed to them. Ask anyone that did that chant for the Celtics during the playoff run last year, and Orlando Magic fans, and they'll tell you that doesn't end well. So Tiger fans, if we end up getting Boston, please, for the love of God, no "We Want Boston" chants. For the love of God, don't do it. I beg you, please don't. We are fucking better than that shit. Don't do it. Please don't do it. I don't care how tempting it is. You don't tempt the gods. Don't do it. Like, you're unleashing a great evil if you do that chant. But yeah, anyway, with that out of the way, and also know "We Want Toronto" chants too. I know the Blue Jays are a Toronto team, and Toronto teams are known for choking in the playoffs. But don't do it to Toronto too, because then sure the Blue Jays might actually end the Toronto curse. If we fucking do that chant too. So let's just focus on our thing. Honestly, if anything, let Toronto fans be idiots to do a "We Want Detroit" chant if it comes down to it in October. Let Toronto fans be the fucking idiots like they are, like they did when they did the "We Want Florida" chant and got their ass handed to them by Florida. But anyway, that wraps it up this week. Great week for Tigers baseball. Tigers back at the head of the table, but the job's far from done yet. It's one thing to get to the top, it's a whole different thing to stay there. And now it's not only time to get that, not only is it time to go get that #1 spot in the AL, also time to get warmed up and ready for October baseball, since we all know that's coming up. And also, I should mention that this week is the final week for Tigers Weekly recaps for solos, because there will be no recap next week since I'll be out of town for a race, so there will be a vlog coming up. And the next time we talk about the Tigers, it will be part of the Detroit sports recaps returning because of Lions football. So Tigers recaps for the rest of the season will be linked in with the Lions recaps, at least until the playoffs. When we get to the playoffs, Tigers will get their own solo recaps for the playoff run. But anyway, that'll wrap it up here. See you all later. I'm out.